Welcome back to the Really Okay Hockey Podcast. We are very excited. Today's episode, we have our good friend and our teammate, Adrian Wolff. Adrian is a author. One of his books is sitting right up here. Quality read. You should get it. He's a PhD student in kinesiology at UNLV currently, and he is also a part-time personal trainer.
Mm-hmm. And you can actually also add actor to that now.
Oh, so, yeah, you did
a commercial recently.
Yeah, you did the commercial, man. Who was that for?
Yeah, Battle Brothers Shaving Company.
Battle Brothers Shaving, yeah. I remember
got a last minute invite and the day before, and it was actually a really fun role. So it's circulating around Facebook right now. So, so you can add that to my resume too. So
it's just ever growing. You played like a CO in that, right?
It was a drill sergeant.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
Got to experience the other side, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was Navy, but I got yelled at a bunch.
It's part of the charm of the U.S. military.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of put myself in character for that. So, and while I was in ROTC actually a while ago, I was it was called a midshipman instructor. Mm-hmm. So all the new midshipmen coming into the ROTC program, you're basically their drill instructor. So did have some experience with that. So it kind of took me back there a little bit. So
there you go. So it's great to have you finally on the pod. We've been talking about getting you out here for quite a while now. Tell us kind of what you've been up to lately.
Yeah, so obviously the book, right? So I published that July 15th of this year. So it's been going really well so far. It's been done some book signings, done a bunch of promotion out there. It's on Amazon. So this is my second book. The first one was Skate, Lift, Recover. It's a hockey strength and conditioning book. That one I published in July as well in 2023. But that one I only did paperback and a Kindle version. This time I decided to do a paperback, a hardcover in Kindle, and also I'm currently editing the Audible version right now.
There you go, nice.
I actually narrated it myself.
I was going to say, please tell me you narrated.
I did narrate it, good. People tell me I have a radio voice, so I wanted to go with it.
It's better when the author actually reads.
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and I actually used UNLV's podcasting studios for that. So I've used their podcasting studios for a few of my own guests on my own podcast as well. So
by the way, what is your podcast so our listeners can check it out?
Yeah, it's called Wolfpack Fitness. Wolfpack Fitness. That's with 2 F's and all one word, Wolfpack. So
why would you name it Wolfpack?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because it's my last name, and it just kind of flowed.
You have the coolest hockey last name.
Well, I appreciate
Wolf.
it.
It's so fucking cool.
And fun fact: my first adult league team out here when I moved to Vegas was the Wolves. Yeah, I still have that jersey.
The jersey,
it's a badass jersey.
Yeah,
it's
purple and black.
Yeah, it's like black. Yeah,
purple.
Purplish.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
It says Wolf on the back.
Yeah. Very cool coincidence there. But so the book promotion and the writing has been awesome. I just really enjoy writing, sharing knowledge with everybody, helping them get the most out of their health and fitness. Aside from that, that was pretty much my summer project. And then, of course,
is just your
casual, just
the
casual.
Summer?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll write a book, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I do. My mind's constantly going. So I finished that spring semester, and then I have 5 weeks. 5 weeks until summer 2 starts. So summer session 2, that's when I start teaching again. So you mentioned I'm a PhD student as well at UNLV. Alongside that, I teach anatomy labs over there too. So I'm a part-time instructor over the summer there, and that doesn't start until session 2. So session 1, I had 5 weeks to just do whatever, and figure, things out. Couldn't really go on vacation or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I have this idea for a book I've been pondering for a while. And people have asked me, how long did it take you to write the book? Well, I say I've been writing it in my head for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Of all my training people and working with various athletes and whoever. but it took me that 5 weeks to actually physically write the book. I was writing 4 to 7 hours a day, just about every single day over those 5 weeks. So took advantage of it, got it done, got it published. I did most of the cover myself with a little help from Canva. Yeah. So Canva is awesome. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. So now is, even more the fun part of just getting it out there and bringing some awareness to it, or it's called awareness before action, helping people live a healthier lifestyle, a sustainable one too.
Yeah, that's important because
yeah.
like I'm on my own fitness journey, and I've done like fad diets and stuff in the past, and they never last. Like I'll lose some weight, and then I go back to bad eating habits, and then you gain the weight right back.
Yeah.
And so like I've been reading this. This is my copy actually right here. If anybody wondered. And I'm trying to put some of that into practice for my fitness journey.
That's great.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and you hit a good point there. I mean, a big thing is the fad diets, or there's so many, quote, diets out there, right? Keto, paleo, vegan, you name it, right? There's a million of them, carnivore. They all tend to work in their own way for a very short term.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if all you've been eating, or most of what you've been eating, is processed junk, the most of it, and being inactive, if you change anything from that to more of a whole foods foundation, of course you're going to see results. So, but what happens later on down the line? Like most people stick with it for 30, 60, 90 days or whatever, and they're like, well, what else? Well, that happens because they don't have a foundation of principles built up. And that's the whole idea behind the book is I'm teaching you principles, psychological principles, but also strategies for your nutrition, your exercise, your recovery. And so anytime you feel stuck or you feel like you're going backwards or you're plateauing, you always fall back to these principles, and then you make your decisions about which methods to use based off of the principles. That's the whole idea behind the book. So I didn't want to make it so complicated that it's difficult to follow.
Yeah.
All right. You just remember the principles. You go back to them. There's 5 in each chapter, aside from the psychological chapter, which is the first one. Exercise, nutrition, recovery, and maintenance all have 5. And they're fairly easy to remember. And you just solidify them in your brain. You go back to them whenever you feel like you need a change. So.
Yeah. It's amazing how much, it's like the Dunning-Kruger effect, honestly. Like, you think like, you start getting into, health and fitness, like, oh, I'm going to go on this journey and live a better life. And you're like, all these things you've kind of heard, like, you're like, oh, this is good for me. And then you start digging more into, like, the science and the background of it. And you're like, wow, I was way off.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why I love, like, books like this and guides like this, like, breaks it down in the true no BS. Like, it just makes it easy to understand.
Yeah. And already I've been speaking to a bunch of people at the gym. I work out and train people at Camp Rhino, Southeast. It's right by Sunset Park, but a few of the people that I bought the book have given me some feedback already, and they've said, it was meant to be this way. It's just a very blunt approach. Like, no bullshit. Sorry if we could with that. Yeah, like no bullshit. I just get straight to the point. All right, what's important? Let's give you something actionable and let's have you do it. I don't like beating around the bush. I just like getting to it. So it's really important. And then what you said about, like, all right, you're learning these things. You think you know so much, but then you learn something else and it feels like you know nothing.
Yeah.
And I've been on that constantly throughout my life, especially like, all right, finishing undergrad. All right, you feel like you know so much. All right, you're ready to take on the world. You get into the real world and you're like, shit, I know nothing. And I go back from my master's in kinesiology, and it's the same thing. And then I come back from my PhD and I'm like, well, there's this whole other world of research too that I don't know, that I'm not very good at reviewing critically yet.
Yeah.
So that's another principle of mine, is just lifelong learning. Like, the learning never stops.
Yeah.
if you stop learning, you stop growing and you start going backwards.
Yeah, you got to be open to
yeah.
to everything. Like,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't seem right, like it's goes against what you've been taught. Like,
You have to have an open mind.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
And then think critically about it. Look for sources and stuff. So.
Yeah, yeah. And it's hard. Like once you've had a solidified point of view of something for a very long time, especially scientists.
Mhm.
Now, as a PhD student, a lot of them have done research in one line or in one area, I should say. And then sometimes there's research that comes around and refutes it. And it happens all the time. That's why there's no, like, rarely is there a definitive answer or an explanation to something, some scientific phenomenon. So you have to be willing to think outside the box and drop your ego, occasionally and be like, oh, okay, maybe there is this other way of doing something. But that doesn't show weakness. It shows growth, and it shows something about your character as well when you're able to do that. But if you're so solidified that you can't change your mind about anything, how are you growing? Who are you helping?
Yeah, you're just stuck there.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah,
So,
and then you get stuck in echo chambers of,
yeah,
finding people that just believe one thing, and instead of being open-minded to actually bring in something else.
Yeah.
I think some of the best ways in life are learning how to not just be married to one thing and be open to other things, especially other people's perspectives, just because what may work for you might not work for Nate, might not work for me, might not work for Amanda, whatever. Like it's everyone's different, and everyone brings their own little pieces to the table, and it's almost how do you evaluate that and take in a different perception and kind of weigh it against what you think and see if it brings value, or if it doesn't. Like, I just think it's cool. What's your writing process though? Like, like how are you taking all this? You said you took 10 years to get this together.
In my mind.
In your mind.
Right?
Okay. So like,
like 10 years ago, I had no idea I was actually going to write a book.
So,
right?
Okay.
But
that's a long time. Now, what does that writing process look like? Because you obviously were able to produce a second book in the last 2 years. So what was that process of like getting to the final product?
Yeah, that's a great question. So do you remember anything about high school English class?
I mean, I remember what a verb is.
Yeah, I definitely took high school English. I remember that.
Yeah, you remember some of that? All right, so there's something called an outline.
Okay.
Right? Okay,
Yeah,
so that's as basic as I get, Like, I just always fall back to the outline.
Okay.
Right? Whenever you're just stuck in the beginning, you're like, I don't even know how to start this. How do I even start writing a book? Like, I've talked to so many people. They're like, yeah, I'd like to write one. I don't even know where to start. Well, start with an idea, first of all. So me in particular, I always like to start with the title. That's how I started my first book, because I was stuck there for a while too. I'm like, I want to write a hockey book, a strength and conditioning book, but I don't even know where to start. So I started with skate. What are the big aspects I want to get out of it? Is skate, lift, recover, right? You're playing hockey, you're lifting weights, you're conditioning yourself, and you're recovering, and then you're doing it all over again.
Yeah.
And that recovery allows you to do it all over again, over and over and over. So I started there, made the subtitle. Okay, I have a compass now. I know where I'm going. Then from there, it's all about, okay, well, I don't know how many chapters are going to be, but what do I want to talk about? What are the main topics I want to talk about in each one of the
Those
chapters?
end up being potential chapters.
Exactly. So start off with the chapter titles, right? And then from there, I'm like, okay, well, I know something about each one of these main topics of the chapter, right? So in the hockey book, there's a chapter for developing strength There's a chapter for developing power, for developing conditioning. And over the course of the last 10 years, I've learned all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's all just sitting here waiting to be regurgitated on paper, right? So I put it down, make bullet points, make the outline, what I want the main topics to be, and then I start writing one subheading at a time, and it always changes. So, you have an idea of how you want it to go, but as you start writing, okay, yeah, you're going to make changes. You're probably going to switch up some headings. Oh, this sounds a little bit better. And then you just trial and error. It's kind of like life. You go through it, you learn things, you adjust, you course correct. Same thing with writing the book. So I like the way that sounded. Great. I'm going to move on to the next heading. All right. Oh, wait, I wrote it in this way. So maybe I'm going to go back and rewrite that part. And it's just constantly this fine tuning of ideas and the way you're writing things throughout. So I use that for the hockey book, and then I use that for awareness before action as well. And that's kind of my philosophy of writing, and it's what works for me.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's just interesting because I think, there are people out there, including our listeners and myself, that think about writing a book. That seems like a huge task to do. And where the hell do you even start? And one other question I have on that, and maybe I'll say I speak it for myself, but I'm sure there's other listeners out there that feel this too. What if you think that you're average or mediocre at things when it comes to that chapter, if that makes sense? You're not the subject matter expert, or you're not the best at that chapter. What do you do to make that chapter feel complete where it's beneficial to the reader?
Yeah, that's a really good question too, because I have been in that situation a couple different times, specifically with speed and agility for the hockey book. And the nutrition.
By the way, he's a really good hockey player, so don't let him bullshit you.
Thanks.
He's very fucking good.
Thank you.
But you're very modest.
I am.
You're very humble at your abilities, so that has to weigh in your brain when you're doing this stuff. Even though me and Nate know that you're a really good fucking skater and player, you're obviously modest about that. So that does weigh into the things that you're going to write about or talk about. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to make sure.
No problem whatsoever. Yeah. So using the speed and agility as an example, that wasn't my training background, right? You have a lot of speed and agility strength and conditioning coaches that focus solely on that. Their athletes come to them, they're young athletes, they're older athletes, whatever. Their gym is primarily power development, speed and agility, that type of work, right? And they're very, very good at it. I didn't have a huge background in that until I started working with hockey players a few years back, before I wrote the book. So in that respect, luckily I had about probably a couple years of that sort of speed and agility coaching experience before I started writing the book. So I kind of had an idea of where I wanted to go, but that knowledge was still lacking compared to the conditioning aspect, because my background is in endurance sports, triathlons, and obstacle course competitions, that sort of stuff. So I had to read extra books, extra articles, more research, talk to more coaches to become more comfortable with being able to write that stuff and actually know what I was talking about. So specifically, I'll use another example for the hockey book. The biomechanics of skating is very complex, right? So it's not like sprinting, right, where you're going in one linear motion. It's called so there's 3 different planes of motion, but when you're going forward or backward, it's called the sagittal plane. Right. So that's the way your limbs are moving, basically. It's forward, backwards. With a hockey stride, you're still moving forward and backwards. However, your hips are also rotating out. So now your hips are also rotating in what's called the transverse plane of motion. Right. So if you were to, let me try to visualize it for you a little bit. If you were to take a piece of glass, right, and just put it through your body right here, splitting the top of your body from the bottom of your body, just parallel to the ground, all right? And then I asked you, say, all right, just for visualization purposes, disconnect your torso. Disconnect your torso from your lower body, and I want you to rotate your torso left and right, if that makes sense. All right, that's the rotational movement that occurs about that plane of motion, parallel to that plane of motion. So if you can imagine when you're pushing back in the stride of a hockey stride, if your leg was completely straight and you're just trying to push straight backwards, are you going to go anywhere? No, because your blade is not perpendicular to the ice or angled to the ice. That edge needs to capture or catch the ice, right? So you need to rotate your hip outward, and you're using your glutes to do that. All right, so now you have all of a sudden 2 planes of motion that you're moving in rather than 1, like when you're sprinting across land, right? And that's how you propel yourself forward. So it's a lot more complex. So my point is, to answer your question from a while ago, I had to dig into the scientific research, and there's plenty of science out there, like actual researchers that are on the ice with hockey players, hooking them up, looking at something called kinematics, which is joint angles, right, when they're skating, and how the body moves when they're skating. So I had to go and find a bunch of those articles, educate myself, and I was like, okay, this is what happens when you're accelerating. But that changes when you're in your stride now, after a few steps of acceleration. And which muscles are more involved in acceleration versus your stride when you're, say, 10, 15 yards down the ice. Okay, so there's differences there. So hope that answered your question. But I just had to dig into the research a lot more, get my knowledge up there before I was actually putting it on paper. And because I know there's probably professional strength and conditioning coaches out there that will read the book at some point or have read it. So I wanted to make sure that I was very, very comfortable with what I was talking about before putting it on paper, so, and publishing it. But,
So you just had to fill the gaps, basically.
Yes,
like
fill the knowledge gap.
kind of be self-critical of your own knowledge, and realize like, oh, like I need more here.
Yeah.
And then apply yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But where the masters really helped was I had all the biomechanics courses, the motor control, how the body moves, everything in those respects. So I had that basic knowledge there, but now that was my chance to apply that knowledge to the hockey realm. And actually, when I was looking back at the research, a few of those articles that I cited in the book, I was like, okay, well, this makes sense because I have all the requisite knowledge from the kinesiology degree and everything I learned there. So I was like, all right, all the pieces are coming together. This is kind of cool. So, yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, the books are great. I've read the first one. I'm working my way through the second one here, and it's directly applying to me now because, like my last year, I messed my back up pretty good, as you know, and trying to make a good comeback in my hockey and my personal fitness. So it's really nice having that tool to help supplement what I'm doing. So it's fun. I definitely recommend checking it out. Hopefully the not the Kindle, what's the word? The Audible will be up soon. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll take some time. That's got a lot of I know. And I feel like
Amanda
a lot of people have asked me about it.
Amanda bought the book and she's read part of it. I don't fucking read books.
Yeah, it's tough to sit down and read, man. And I get it. I get it. I mean, I listen to a ton of Audible books too. Podcast, Audible books in the car, and I get through so many. And this book, it's a shorter read. So you could read it quickly, but like it's going to be, I don't know, maybe a couple hours on Audible. You could get through that in a couple days, man.
Easily.
Probably. So, so I'm going to get it edited. Hopefully the people at Audible like it and it's not that difficult to process to get it out there. But yeah, I'm listening to like the introduction today already and it sounds great. So the audio quality is really good. So I'm excited about it. So I'll definitely be, letting everybody know on my social media whenever that comes out. So
what's your Instagram, by the way?
It's at coach_A Wolff. And that's Wolf with 2 F's, no E. That's important.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We post, if you watch our page, we post all the time about, your various posts. We'll repost or put in our story.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Not only because, you're one of our guys, but the information you put out is extremely useful, not only in hockey but in personal fitness as well. So every time I see your stuff, I love reposting it.
Thank you.
Helping out another veteran and helping out our followers as well. So
yeah, that's all I can hope for is all the posts, all the information I'm putting out is it's impacting and helping at least somebody with every post. So yeah, so I appreciate that.
So let's get into your background, man. Like, what brought you to this point? Like, you're a veteran, obviously, you're a hockey player
from Chicago,
considerably good hockey player, back from Illinois, like myself as well. And now you're on this fitness journey. Becoming a subject matter expert in fitness. So, bring us back, talk us through your hockey journey and your time as a veteran and all that.
Oh yeah, love talking about the hockey journey. Back in Chicago. So there is a rink called McFedrich Ice Arena, which still should be around in Chicago, downtown area. And my parents took me there when I was 5 years old, ish. So I was skating with a chair my first day. Second day, no chair. Hi, Mom, look at me. So they saw the talent, I guess, and that I was having fun with it. And I started skating regularly with everybody else, regular skates, regular gear. Nobody was goalie specific at that point or anything. I think it maybe took a couple years for coaches to start playing around with the kids and where to put them and everything. So I jumped in goal. I remember in my regular skater gear, and everybody did, because parents aren't going to buy you goalie gear unless they know you're serious about it. So I started making a couple decent saves, I guess. I mean, I have very little recollection of how it went, but yeah, it didn't take long for my parents to take me to play it against sports and get some used goalie gear. And then once I had the glove, I started making some decent glove saves, and I was really getting into it. So they kept me at goalie, actually. And I was goalie all the way through high school. So I played so many different teams in Chicago. If you're from Chicago, I played downtown House League. I played Franklin Park, Orland Park, Joliet Jaguars, and then eventually I ended up at the high school at Homewood Flossmoor High School, and that's where I started. I jumped on the varsity team as a goalie my freshman year, and I was the backup, but also kind of splitting time with the main goalie. And that freshman year was really cool because we actually got to state playoffs, and coach decided to start me that first game, and we actually won a pretty tight game. So we won by a goal or two. And yeah, the second state game, we got smacked. It was not pretty. I think it hurt. It really hurt my ego, man. I remember it was 5-0. 5-0 we lost. And it was to Sandburg. If anyone's from Chicagoland, that might sound familiar. But they had a very good team, So we were even shocked that we won one game of state.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I kept it going to sophomore year, played the full season on varsity again. Something happened where I started losing motivation a little bit. I was starting to get burned out a little bit. And around sophomore, junior year was when I was like, I think I want to join the Navy. And I actually saw a Navy SEAL documentary, and it kind of hit me. I'm like, well, this shit is cool. I'm getting burnt out of hockey. I don't know why, but I'm losing motivation. I want to make a change, and had to break it to Dad.
Yeah.
Wasn't very happy about it. It is, it is what it is. And, but parents supported me no matter what. And, junior year, I did something nuts. I was like, I decided I wanted to skate up and stop playing goalie because I was so burnt out of it. And, I remember I called my dad on the phone and I told him that, and he's like, do you even want to play hockey anymore? Like, he was really upset with me. And I was like, I felt, really bad about that, but I still did it even though I knew I would suck. So he got me the gear. I remember that first practice. I still remember that first practice. Obviously, I went down to JV junior year because I wasn't going to play on varsity. I hadn't skated on skater blades and since I was like 7 years old or whatever. So yeah, it was a rough practice, but I played the rest of JV and I got a little better, but I was like, okay, well, that was a cool experience. Dad, I want to go back and play goalie again senior year. And even the coaches started getting irritated with me. They're like, you can't keep jumping back and forth like this. And I was like, dude, when I look back at it now, I was like fucking 17 years old, man. Like, I didn't, I was just following what I thought, what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And when I went back for senior year, I was a starting goalie again. I didn't lose anything. Matter of fact, I got way better. And probably that 1 year break really helped, to be honest.
Totally reset everything.
Yeah, and now what I know about overtraining and burnout and all that stuff, that 1 year probably really, really helped. So I jumped back in senior year. It was an amazing year. I think we went like 18-2-1 or something like that. We made it all the way to the finals. It was a best of 3. Won the first game. Lost the last 2.
Oh.
And yeah, it was rough. And that's the end of my competitive career as a goalie. During this time, this whole like change of pace and everything, I was still prepared to go into the Navy, even though I was still playing hockey. And so I got a Navy ROTC scholarship. Actually, I applied senior year. Didn't expect it, but I got it to the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And I went there the next 4 years, and my entire sole goal was to get through that program, commission as an officer, and then get into SEAL training. That's all I wanted to do in the Navy. I was like, well, obviously, high attrition rate. There's a very good chance I don't even get in, but if I don't try, I'm not going to know.
Yeah.
So, and I even remember one of the, so we had a gunny at our ROTC battalion because it was Marines and Navy. And he was trying to get me to come over to Marine Corps a lot. It's like, when are you going to come over? I'm like, well, I don't want to be a SEAL. He's like, yeah, but the attrition rate, this and that. And I'm like, well, gunny, if I don't try, I'm never going to know. And, he was actually like, oh, okay. You're right about that. So he left me alone after I said that. Yeah. So, but anyway, I did the full 4 years. I submitted my package to get into the SEAL program. Wasn't even close. My PT scores were a joke. Yeah. They were not very good. I didn't really fully understand how hard I needed to train just to even get considered for a program like that. So I'm like, okay, they're sending me to the fleet to be on a ship. I have 2 to 2.5 years to get my qualification, my surface warfare qualification, and then I can apply again to the SEAL program. So I spent that 2.5 years getting ready physically. I submit my package again around that 2.5 year mark. It was a little delayed, unfortunately, but my PT scores were off the charts at that point. I figured the training out. Started lifting a lot more weights, doing the conditioning I needed to do, and it was a very competitive package. However, when I submitted that package again, they told me they were only taking ensigns that year, which is 2 years or less.
Yeah.
Although you're eligible 4 years or less as a lieutenant junior grade, which is an O2. They're like, no, we're only letting ensigns interview. So
that's rough.
I was really, really pissed about that.
Yeah.
Really pissed about that. But what could I do?
Yeah.
I'm not going to change the community manager's mind. I gave him a call. I was like, hey, what can we do? Nothing. Oh, okay, cool. Well, there goes the last however many fucking years of training I was doing. And okay, so I'm going to finish my time, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do after the Navy now. Mm-hmm. So here's the transition. So that's when I started learning more about fitness. And I'm like, what do I want to do? Looked into physical therapy. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool, but I want to help people not get injured or before they're injured.
Yeah.
Rather than treating them after they're injured.
Yeah.
So I found strength and conditioning, found the National Strength and Conditioning Association, and they're the authority for strength and conditioning. They have national certifications. One of them is called the Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist certification. It's a very in-depth 4-hour exam you have to take. And at this point, my undergrad was in psychology, actually. I had no background in kinesiology.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm like, well, if I want to break into strength and conditioning, I need to get this cert as a starting point. So I bought this giant textbook. I read it cover to cover. It took me
sounds awful.
It took me about a year. And I took the test and I passed it my first time. And I was still in the Navy at that point. I was like, well, cool. I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So I started volunteer coaching at CrossFit gyms out there in San Diego, where I was stationed. And that's where I started getting my coaching experience. And then I got out in 2016, moved back to Northwest Indiana, actually, because that's where my parents were staying at the time, moved back in with them for another 6 months before I started my master's. And I did some more volunteer coaching and then eventually got a job coaching at a CrossFit gym downtown Chicago again while I went back to school for my master's in kinesiology at University of Illinois at Chicago. So, and then it's really all history from there. Got the master's done, came out here beginning of 2020, just in time for all the shutdowns.
Yeah.
It was a great time. So, did some coaching for a few years, experimented with my own business, my own brand, went back and did more sport performance type stuff with hockey players around 2022 to 2024. And then I decided to go back for my PhD early 2024, and that's where I am now. So, long history there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What brought you out here? Like, what drew you to Vegas?
well, I will, pass on that question. However, I'll just say it was a life opportunity.
Okay.
Life opportunity that
That you grow from.
Yeah, that you grow from, and I'm still here, and it is a great time, and I am enjoying myself, and getting a lot of growth from the experience. So, but it ended up working out. I mean, I'm at UNLV. The advisor I'm with, he does tactical human performance research. So I got very lucky to to meet him a couple years back, and that's why I decided to go back for my PhD, because I'm like, oh, we have this tactical experience and this shared knowledge. I could do research in that aspect of fitness. So it ended up working out pretty good, actually. So, yeah. So I have a little over a year left with the program, and then I'm going to figure out kind of what to do from there. There's a bunch of different avenues I could go. I could go work with the military. They have jobs for strength and conditioning professionals, for researchers all over the place now. I'm sure you guys are familiar with. So
Work with 30 and up beer league players.
30 and up beer league players.
Change the game.
Them how to get better.
Yeah. You guys,
There's a market.
yeah.
He
You guys gonna
definitely
give me a
has.
grant? I'll write a grant application.
I
There you
mean,
go.
something. I'll have Kai write it for you. It's my AI agent.
Yeah.
Does-
Dude, I love working with hockey players. I mean, I worked with them for a few years, and even one of the guys, I only have a couple PT clients right now, but one of them, he is a beer league player, and I actually played against him recently this last season in the Sunday night league at LVIC. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So I'm like training him, and we start talking. I'm like, are we in the same league, dude? And then we start looking at our schedules, and we're like, I'm playing you in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
How friggin' cool is that? So, but yeah, so that was really cool. But yeah, I love training with hockey players. So if anybody ever wants to train with me, if I have any availability, I will talk to you, and I would love it. So
yeah, we trained. I trained with you last year, and I remember the first day I came over, and you absolutely smoked the shit out of me. And it's because I had been like doing, like basically bro weightlifting, before all that. And I never, I was missing the push, of someone pushing me to go harder. And then the just style of workout and everything. And I remember after we got done, and it's like, all right, well, you're good to go, I'll see you in a few days for our next one. And I just sat there. I was like, bro, I'm probably gonna die on the way home. Like, I don't know if I can do this.
I remember that first one, actually. You were hurting pretty good, but
yeah.
all that is deconditioning. It's detraining. So we did a lot of conditioning because that was one of your goals for me, right? Aside from improving mobility and flexibility. And so that's what we did a lot of first, right? Like half the session was working on mobility, your tight areas, restoring some balance there. And then we started working on the conditioning a little bit. But yeah, I mean, everybody I work with, if they're not used to high intensity interval training, in a very specific way like that, it kicks your ass.
It was an awakening.
Yeah,
sure.
But over time, if you continue to do it, the body will adapt, your heart will adapt, your lungs will adapt. You'll shuttle oxygen and everything you need to the muscles faster to be able to do what you need to do to sustain your work output. It just takes time, man. It's not, another thing from the book is it's not a quick process. If you want to do it right, you got to have a proper progression and really push it out for a bit and think more long-term rather than short-term.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
I remember it was great because we'd run through a cycle of workouts, and like every day was a new thing. And then we'd come back because you write down all my times and all my my reps and everything like that and sets. And then we'd come back, and this whole time, like I don't notice the difference. I still feel like from that first workout to like the last one before we started repeating, it's like I feel like dog shit. Like, you're smoking me every day. Like, when am I going to get better? And then we go into the workouts, we start repeating them, and you're like, all right, we're going to test your scores. And I'm like, this is going to be awful. Like, I'm not going to change at all. And then, like, seeing that first day, how much I improved over that, it wasn't a long time. It was like maybe a month or so. And how much I improved in all my times and my reps and everything. And I was blown away. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, and then I started feeling much better on the ice. Like, you shouldn't take long shifts, obviously, but if I got stuck out there, like, I didn't feel it. Like, in third period, I was.
He takes long shifts.
I try not
4
to. I don't
minutes.
like. But like, if I got stuck out there, or it was late in the third period, like, I always had gas after working out with you, and it was so nice because that is exactly what I needed at the time. Yeah. And then my dumbass went and got hurt, and
it was just too much, too soon.
Yeah.
Like, everything was going great. Then we have one of these crazy hockey tournaments that are like 3, 4, 5 games in one weekend or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we have golf. Yeah. Then we're layering all the conditioning on top of that. So it's a learning experience, Unfortunately, it's just a little bit too much. But you're back into it now, man. So, but you said something earlier that I'd like to tell people a lot is, it never gets easier with training. You just get better. Yeah. You may have heard that before. Maybe not. I don't know. But what that means is, when Nate was talking about, all right, well, I'm going to come back and now, it's going to feel easier for me. Well, no, not necessarily, because if it's feeling easier, we're not getting the stimulus we need from the training to get your body to continue to adapt. All right. So it's always going to feel hard, especially with high intensity interval training. It should feel hard. Your heart rate should be up to a specific zone. Otherwise, you're not getting what you need out of it. However, like you said, when I was telling you your reps again, we were repeating workouts. you're able to do more in that same amount of time, right?
Oh yeah, I was blowing away my initial scores.
So you're more fit, right?
Yep.
And that's the idea. All right. So it doesn't get easier, folks. All right. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you want to make change.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And there are times, plenty of times. That's why I dedicated a whole recovery chapter in Awareness Before Action and a whole recovery chapter in Skate, Lift, Recover, is because you can overdo it. I've overdone it. You've overdone it. Many other people have overdone it. And with experience, you start to learn when to start taking a step back from training, when you need a recovery day. But your recovery days, maybe you need a nice long walk or something like that, rather than just sitting on the couch watching Netflix for 3 hours. That's not facilitating recovery. There's something in your body called the lymphatic system. It's your waste removal system. If you're not moving, right, all that fluid becomes stagnant and you're not accelerating your recovery. Right? And this is particularly prevalent with athletes, high-level athletes. A lot of them at much higher levels, they have coaches that tell them this, so a lot of them are better at it. But specifically with like high school, kind of getting into college, they start to figure it out. Well, recovery, you need movement to facilitate that. But low-level movement. You should always be doing something every day. That's why we have muscles on our body, is to move. We don't have muscles to sit for hours on end.
Yeah, to veg.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. But there's the point is there's a balance. There's always a balance. There needs to be a balance of pushing yourself really hard, pushing yourself moderately hard, but also taking it easy. So that's why kinesiology is a science. Strength conditioning, it's a science. It's an art. That's why you have so many coaches now. That's why so many higher level teams and just high school programs too are seeing the value of strength coaches, and they want more of them in there, because they can manage the workload for their athletes a lot better. So, yeah, it's a good point. But
yeah, it's always easier to kind of have that like outside reference to be able to break down stuff for you, especially on like a personal level too. So like your personal trainers and stuff like that, your nutritionists and all that kind of stuff, like to be able to like help walk you through things and like reassure you where you need reassurance and push where you need to push. That's invaluable.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah. There's still things I'm still trying to build up to the point where I can really push myself. But like, there's still things like I recall from our time working out together that I'm trying to facilitate. So
Yeah. And if I could offer one piece of advice for hockey players, especially adult league players, is focus on your core, focus on your hips. Make sure your core stability is there. Make sure your core is strong. You're doing planks. You're doing leg lowers while you're on your back, and you're making sure your core is braced. All that stuff is going to help, especially if you have lower back issues. All that stuff is going to help you control your back position, especially when you're going fast. Hockey is an explosive, fast sport with constant changes of direction. If you
watch Live Barn and you realize you're going a lot slower than you thought you were.
there's a difference between our Live Barn and
our Live Barn. Maybe not yours.
Well, you have guys trying to go that fast.
I feel like I'm going fast.
Yeah.
And then I see a video and I'm like,
but you are going
slow
fast
as
for
fuck.
you. You're going fast for you, but you need to be able to control that speed that you can produce.
Shout out Cole Diamond.
Yeah, we've been working with Cole a lot, trying to get our hockey game up.
Cole's been awesome.
Oh,
Cole's
yeah.
so
Awesome.
fucking cool.
Yeah, the drills he's been running with the Las Vegas Warriors, those have been so great. And even trying to implement some of that in the scrimmage, even though we've only done 2 so far.
Yeah.
And everyone's thinking about it, trying to do it, but we're trying to get that team chemistry going, which, obviously takes time, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, we're all on the same line the other day running that drill
Oh yeah, we were.
over and over
yeah,
again.
I took video.
Literally
I
like
posted it.
this.
Yeah.
I was a left
Exactly
wing
like this.
center, right? How crazy is that? Because there was a decent amount of people there that we could have been split up.
Yeah.
I forgot
It's
about
We
meant
had
that.
a good line. We had a good line.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
this is a line for Tampa. So.
Except
Well,
I
he's
won't
not
be
going
there.
to Tampa.
Oh, you're not going to Tampa?
No, man, there's a
dude.
local tournament. Shout out Vegas behind us, by the way. That's the strip. There's a local tournament, the Armed Forces tournament, that literally part of the reason why my beautiful wife and I moved here is happening that weekend. So, like, to me, like, it's my favorite tournament of the year. It's literally here. I can sun dry my gear in my yard. Like, it's
Can't blame you for that, I guess.
but I get it too, because like you guys are from Chicago. I'm from Florida originally. I fucking hate Florida. I don't want to go back to Florida unless I'm seeing my parents.
that was the real reason, folks.
That's part of it.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the
No, it did actually. Like, I like that tournament. I wish it was a different weekend, because I would have probably considered going. As a matter of fact, when we had the original Tampa tournament, I was slated to go. Like, I had
last
my
year?
flight. Yeah, last year it got canceled because of the hurricane.
Hurricane Milton.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Yeah. But no, it's
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the Armed Forces tournament lined up like it did this year, because like I
well, the
remember
Armed
seeing
Forces
it.
tournament has always been there. They
Yeah,
moved their
they
tournament.
pushed
They
Warrior
changed.
back to
Yes.
try to avoid the hurricane season, which has been
I get it,
You know, I
but
don't-
like
I don't
pick a
wanna
different
jinx it,
fucking
but
weekend.
it's
Like, don't
been
pick a
extremely
Veteran
quiet this year.
Day weekend.
But yeah, they pushed it back. But personally, I'm Warriors my priorities, so I love the Armed Forces tournament. You guys are great, and it was so much fun to play in it last
You just
year.
don't like Vegas.
I love Vegas.
Hey.
This is my home, dude. I'm also a UNLV student now, so you know,
that's true.
go Rebs.
Yeah.
But
Rebels.
yeah, I don't foresee myself leaving anytime soon. Like, even after I finish my degree, which is going to take a while, unfortunately. But
It's going to be very enticing for me to stick around too once I'm done with my degree, because, God, I played so many hockey groups right now too, and just like meeting more people every week and having so much fun with these tournaments now and everything. This will be my 4th Warrior tournament, I think. So I did Denver, St. Louis. Well, I did the third line hockey one recently too. That was
my birthday
holy
weekend.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
to Disney.
Yeah, but that was an ass kicker, dude. 5 games, 2
Yeah,
days.
you were literally carrying your entire team.
It's just the way the draft worked out, man.
What team did you? Were you on?
I was
Navy?
on Air Force.
He was on
I
Air
wanted
Force.
to be Navy,
Oh,
but
yeah. Navy won it all, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But me and one of the other guys traded jerseys afterwards, so I
There you go.
ended
You
up
got your
getting my
Navy
Navy jersey. He got his Air Force jersey, so yeah.
I signed up to play, and then my wife dropped it on me because I haven't been to like Disney. Like, we don't want to go a lot, but like it's fun to go every now and then. And the last time I haven't been since like probably a couple of years before COVID. We were supposed to go the weekend, everything shut down, and like the day before we went to leave, like Disney shut down, everything's shutting down and everything. So it's been forever since I've been. And my wife surprised me with the park hopper ticket to go for my birthday weekend, just for her and I. So I was like, well, I can't miss out on that.
Yeah.
And so I was supposed to play in the third line, and then
Then I was
Had to
supposed to
drop.
take your spot, and then they sold your spot,
Yeah.
and then
And then
last
you were-
minute they hit up one free spot, and I took it.
Yeah.
So-
I'm glad
And
you
I
did,
took-
because
I
we
many
took a lot of face-offs.
I was gonna say we took many face-offs against
Actually
each other.
beat me a couple times, you
So
bastard.
that's the only thing I beat him at. That was the only thing I was good at, was winning face-offs. But eventually my team would lose the puck, and then you'd see Adrian going down the ice very fast and scoring goals.
You know, the best thing about that weekend for me was I went from a 105 flex and I bought a 65 flex in the pro shop because they
Oh
were
my
on
God,
sale.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were taking
So
everything
it was
in the pro
like-
shop. Kyle was just like, hey, well, that stick's normally like $380. He's like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
trying to
So,
get rid of everything.
Yeah, he was
How'd you
trying
like
to clear
the
out
flex?
stars.
Dude, it was like going from a wooden stick to
Like one of the new
just
ones.
yeah. Yeah, it was insane. And the whip on that thing, it was like...
It's fun.
Yeah, my shots were just... I didn't even need to try to shoot hard. Like, it was really, really good. But I will say the catching passes is way harder.
Yeah.
Because that puck just flies under your stick.
Oh, mine's a 70 right now, and I do that too.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like, I did my transition from goalie to forward backwards, where I started off with like a 55 and a 65 flex, missing every goddamn pass ever. Like, I was just like, I fucking suck. And I think you talked me in, either you or Bryce talked me into going to like curve. A 70 or 80. You talked me into curve. Bryce worked with me on getting a harder flex, and now most of my sticks are like 70 or 80.
Yeah.
And like, I at minimum catch the pass where it hits my stick and stays within the vicinity of me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm able to move forward with it, but before, like, it would literally just go underneath it. And like, for the longest time, I just thought I fucking sucked at hockey, but it was literally the stick. It can't handle the pass.
One of the few times it was the equipment, not the player.
Yeah, everything else is the player.
Well, at least a couple of those times, yeah.
But it's crazy because now I can actually catch passes. One, because the blade's flatter instead of the P28.
Yeah, that thing's wide open.
And then the fact that the stick isn't super whippy. So how do you compensate for that? Because you're obviously still catching passes, and it's fun as hell to watch you play. Like, you are a great player.
Thank you. And I think I forgot to mention this. Yeah, I'm not playing goalie with a 65 flex. I stopped playing goalie after high school. So
no,
I've transitioned. Yeah,
he's
transitioned to forward. And yeah, I've been playing center forward for a long time. So
he actually skates both ways. He knows how to back check. He knows how to forecheck.
There were lots of back checks. So you saw what I posted, I think, or maybe no, Nate Montgomery did. I posted like a story of my stats and everything, and then I wrote in there 10,000 back checks. It's like 10,000 back checks, huh? But anyway, yeah, you remember, to answer your question, Gordon Bombay, right? The first Mighty Ducks.
I was like literally thinking
eggs,
that.
Yeah, the eggs. Cradle the puck.
I do the same thing.
If I try to stop the puck like that, it'll go under with that flex. So I just try to cradle it back and ease it in. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's been... Yeah.
It honestly makes me feel better hearing, like, I consider you one of our, like, better players. Like, you're in the top tier. By the way, he was a first round, like, draft pick. Like, they literally had 4 of the best players go up, and he was one of the 4 best players that got picked.
I mean, you got lucky because I wasn't there, so...
Yeah, you know I would have been screwed. Nate was there.
Yeah, Nate would have. But, like, every single team... got players. As a matter of fact, I tried to pick you, and I even talked to my wife. I was like, I'm fucked. I am so fucked because Joe's gonna be mad at me if I don't pick him. Cole's gonna be mad at me if I don't pick him, and like, I honestly, I hope you guys aren't listening. I want Adrian. And I don't remember.
You knew I wasn't gonna kick your ass if you didn't pick me. So
well, so I went to go. grab.
Yeah.
So Mags got picked first. I had second pick. Was going to grab you. Like, I don't want to be Army. I don't want to be Army. I was like, fuck you then. I'm gonna grab Cole, and I grabbed Cole. And shout out.
I had to
Cole.
pick one team to not be on. It was Army. You know, Army Navy rivalry.
Like, and I even showed him a text message to Amanda. I was like, if we go, like, I hope I go like second or third. That way I don't have to pick between the 3 of them, and I'll just get one of the 3 best players in the entire tournament. But yeah, that whole like draft thing was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It looked like fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So many beers. So many beers.
We're doing it like the exact same time next year too. It's already all planned and.
Oh, they released it. Yeah.
No, I would do it again and pay, I guess, this time, or wait for a spot.
Or wait.
Any spots.
Last minute.
Wait till the last minute.
Any spots available? Third line, holler.
Zemi buys his plane tickets the day before he leaves.
Oh man. Okay. So we covered your background, covered hockey come up, we covered upcoming tournaments, we plugged your stuff. I think we get into fun talk. We talk some preseason.
Yeah, we can discuss some preseason.
Yeah, or just like some predictions. Like you haven't been watching that much hockey for the last couple of years because your team's been a little bit depressing.
Well, watching as much as I can. It's more of like all the other priorities I have, the schoolwork, the writing, all that
Success,
other
writing
shit.
books,
Yeah. So,
schooling.
yeah. But,
Have
you know,
time.
I wish I was keeping a little bit more tabs on it, but it's been a little difficult. I've had to, you know, prioritize a little bit. But I watch games whenever I can and, you know, still root on my boys, even though it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. So
I mean, they're looking. I've been watching a couple of the preseason games, and they're looking kind of promising. I was
Do
really
you
watching.
really think they're gonna go anywhere in the Central?
Yes.
What do you think they'll finish as?
This season, no.
I'm predicting them as like
They'll be bottom
seed.
2 in the Central.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8 or 7.
Possibly the last. They're gonna have a big culture change because they got is it Blashill or whatever.
Jeff Blashill, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so it sounds like things are going good with him so far. I expect like it. The one fun part about no hockey in the summer was seeing Bedard.
Oh my
training
god!
videos out like every other day.
Yeah,
and dude is just killing it, and I think he's gonna have an incredible season. Like,
this is a breakout year.
Yeah, like
His rookie year was fucking great.
Yeah, plus with him getting hurt, you know, his rookie year, and he still led rookies in points. And then last year, it's just frustrating for him because he doesn't have the quality players around him yet. Like they're coming up now. Like their farm system is really good. Oliver Moore will be playing there. I watched him earlier today actually, and he scored the game-winning goal. Like it was funny. I don't remember the younger Doc Kirby's little brother that plays for them.
Colton?
Colton, yeah.
Yeah.
Colton laid out a massive neutral ice hit. Super clean. He didn't go high. You know, no knee on knee, nothing. Just caught him square in the core, and dude just got laid out on the Blues and lost the puck. Oliver Moore grabbed the puck, but the Blues decided that they didn't like the hit. It was a beautiful hit, very clean. Like zero chance you could be like, well, that was a dirty hit, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's close, but it was a beautiful hit. And then they started to, you know, get in the fight. And my mind was thinking like what was that? 2013 Hjalmarsson or whatever, where he scored in the overtime, and they called it back because I think it was Saad got in a fight on the ice, and they said no goal.
Was that in the final against the Bruins, or was that earlier in the playoffs?
I think it was against Detroit. I want to say it was against Detroit.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's when Steve ended up scoring in the overtime.
Yeah.
Deep
Oh,
Chicago.
yeah.
And so Oliver Moore grabbed the puck and he's like, I'm going to take this. And he took it down almost uncontested and sniped it. And like you barely saw that. And then it's just back on the fight. And it's just a big line brawl. And they're standing there like, what's going on? And the announcer's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that goal's going to count. Like the refs never called it because the refs back in the day called it right away. As soon as a punch was thrown, they're like, oh, that's the whistle. And that's why Hjalmarsson's goal didn't count. But nobody called anything until the goal got scored. Yeah. And but like Oliver Moore, like I remember them talking about him when he got drafted. Like he's a phenomenal skater, and he's just trying to bring his hockey along with it. And I think he's going to be a monster when he starts getting comfortable in the pros, because the best hockey players in the league are the best skaters. It's just a fact. Yeah. And Oliver Moore is a fantastic skater, like fundamentally, and his speed and agility are like right up there. So I think he's going to be a huge help.
Do you recall which club he got drafted from?
He's from Minnesota.
Gopher?
University of Minnesota, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Gophers.
Yeah, Gophers.
Him, I think Renzel came with him too. They were both Minnesota.
Okay.
So, you know, Minnesota, good stock, good stock.
Yeah.
But, it's fun watching him, and I'm excited to watch the Blackhawks this year for sure. Because they're going to take a step, I think. I think it's not going to be enough. They're still going to be bottom. Getting Knight in goal is going to be huge.
I was going to ask about Knight.
Yeah. He's a big pickup. I think he was just waiting his turn. He was behind Bob Ross.
Well, he's not going to play in Florida.
Yeah, so he's, sitting there. But I think Like Bryce asked me last season if I thought Mrazek was like the goalie of the future, and I was like, no, he's kind of just there, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, and he was solid back there for them. You know, they lost a bunch, but it wasn't, you know, because of him. And now they're starting to grow. Their young players are starting to come in, and I'm just excited to see them take that leap this season.
Mm.
So I'm gonna be watching them a bunch. I watch the Knights because I love the Knights. You know, their hometown.
No, you
hometown
don't.
team.
You don't even like Vegas.
I love Vegas.
You're a fucking Tampa Bay
I'm not currently wearing
fan.
in Vegas, but
He said he was going to be sticking around, so.
yeah, it's the home team. I found myself the past few seasons, especially because Chicago's been awful, rooting for Vegas more than I do Chicago. I still haven't worn a Knights jersey to a Hawks Knights game here yet. I don't know if I'll ever get there.
Me either.
But
No.
yeah,
Ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
If they're playing the Hawks, I'm wearing the Hawks jersey. So. Wore
there's a
my
deep love there.
winter classic Hossa jersey when Fleury came back that one game.
Yeah.
The first time he came back and they gave him the tribute. So yeah,
No.
I was like, man, I kind of want to wear the Golden Knights, but no, Hawks will always be number one. So yeah, it's a line I can't cross.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
What do you think about moving Betsy to a wing?
It's probably getting discussed. It just depends on if he's gonna get
I
trained.
feel like
as a
he
center.
doesn't like win enough face-offs.
No, he's definitely lacking at the dot. I mean, it's
And
a huge jump.
You know, like one of the things that I learned recently from the NHL perspective, and I think it was like a spitting chiclet take. You lose those draws in the NHL, you just basically burned your line because your line's going to spend the next 45 seconds or so chasing that puck.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you're coming off ice. And they were actually referring to Bedsy like losing too many draws.
He spent so much last year. It was so frustrating watching them
Yeah.
because they would do that. Like his line would get out there and they'd just be chasing the puck around.
Yeah, and
wouldn't
then
get to see
you're
him
done. You just wasted
all.
all that talent.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt like they had better puck control or something, and I don't know. I feel like he would just benefit as a winger.
I think if the Hawks are terrible, like everybody expects them to be, and they win the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes, I think Bedsy will move to wing, and McKenna will probably be that first line center, because McKenna is more of a natural center. I think, like he just fits it much better. Plus, he's going to have time. I think that's where Bedsy lost a little bit. Is Bedsy went straight from playing juniors, which is just kids pretty much, right to pros against adults. Like his very first face-off was against Sidney Crosby. Like,
I mean, it's pretty ridiculous.
yeah, and I think Nazar is a firm second-line center. I don't think he's going anywhere. So I think if the Hawks have a chance to get a really good center like McKenna, Bedsy might move to the wing, and I think that would probably play more into his favor. I think currently he's a better winger than he is a centerman. But
Does he ever get put on the wing except for when he's kicked out of the circle?
Sometimes. I think they'll do it based off where the face-off is. So if the face-off plays into where a right-handed player should take it.
Gotcha. And win it on the dominant side. Yeah.
But like he still goes out as center. He's the first line center. You know?
I feel like you could literally let him play center, but just don't take the face off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like
skate the center position,
yeah,
but don't take the draws.
I mean, he's good. He's damn good.
He's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's.
But
just
him
good.
coming down a wing and shooting, like a lot of his goals are snapshots, and they're not always like centered.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you move him to a wing, like that's put him on like he's almost like an opposite of like Patrick Kane, because Patrick Kane's a lefty. You put Bedard on the left wing, move down, like fuck.
The nice thing about Bedard is he's a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things I want to improve in my game personally. It's like I love that aspect, is where, yeah, he can take it down and rip it if he wants to, which he's got a phenomenal shot, and he's going to score more often than not. But at the same time, he can draw the defense to him.
That way he can pass
make moves, and he can always find that open teammate to get easy goals. And that's one of the things that really impresses me about Bedard is his playmaking ability. Like McDavid. McDavid's a playmaker, and he's always going to get way more assists than he does goals. And so I think that's Betsy's big thing. It's just going to depend on, who they get player-wise in the future. I think they got that Frundell kid this year with their top pick.
Mm-hmm.
He's a center from Sweden. I don't know enough about him if he'll actually pan out and be a big impact player with the Hawks. He could be a good third line or even second line if he turns out better than Nazar, but it's just going to depend. But they got a solid farm system. It's going to get fun to watch here very
Hopefully.
quickly. Yeah.
You think we're through the worst?
I think we're through the worst.
Yeah.
I think
for
last
offense.
season was the worst.
Yeah. It was so frustrating, especially like him. You see a kid with so much talent, and then every casual is like, "Oh, he's a bust." Like,
No, you could just tell he's frustrated. He's got no one around him to support him.
Like last year, he played with AHL players. Sure,
Yeah.
and like third liners at best.
Yeah, bottom six players.
Yeah, Nazar was a big deal to come up, but Nazar and him don't really play because they're both centers. So, there's that. But like this year, their younger guys are starting to come in, so it's going to be good to see him actually get quality line mates and hopefully constant line mates, because that was a carousel last year with trying to figure out someone that could, stick with him, which nobody could, And then there's the coaching change this year, so hopefully that'll be much better for him. I've seen interviews where he said he really likes what they're doing. They had the video out the other day of they're basically doing back skating, and he's fine, and like all his teammates are dying, like in the boards he's going by giving nugs to everybody. So yeah, it's fun. This season's going to be really good, and the preseason's been pretty cool too so far. So and we saw the other day Eichel and
I was just gonna say, let's
Marner.
transition to the Knights. Let's
Eichel,
talk
Marner
about talk about Marner.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God. First off, he looks fucking good in that uniform. Yo, remember what we were talking about earlier about you should never stay married to your beliefs?
Mm-hmm.
Was I or was I not against Marner coming?
You fucking
I was
hated him.
very no, I didn't hate him. I hated the salary portion. But at one point, didn't I reverse my stance and say that, you know what, I can see the value, and then you could actually see the actual value in that preseason game. Unfucking real.
Mm-hmm.
So again, don't stay married to your beliefs. You can change stance, like, because I was adamant even on the podcast about it. But at a certain point, I was like, fuck it. Like, let's see what we can get out of this. And that fucking, I showed you the replay on it.
Yeah, you showed me today. Yeah, of Thursday's game. That was nasty.
Yeah, that's very reminiscent of Kane. Patrick Kane loves to do those, the backhand sauces, and they're filthy.
Literally just flipped it to Jack.
Yeah,
I don't think Jack has ever experienced a pass like that.
Yeah,
like just like what the fuck? Oh,
we got the cops here.
Yeah, we got. If you haven't been able to tell, we have the highway behind us.
We have the highway behind us, and then we have the strip.
Yeah, way back there.
Way back there.
But
it was very calming until that siren. But
yeah, I mean,
like one truck that was like I just, you were talking, and it's just like
kept backfiring,
and I'm like, come on, dude, just drive down the road, man.
Yeah, we're trying a new podcast area. This was our test run, so you guys will have to let us know how the audio sound, and we might even change it around because I have a lit pool and lighting over there, but we wanted to try to get the strip in the background. It's probably tiny back there, but it is back there.
We'll have to do one during the day right here too, where you can easily see
it'd be sick.
It's a pretty cool view.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like this place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move here one day. But okay, so Knights.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Knights are going to do really well. I was confused at first with Barbashev being on the line with Mitch and Eichel, but I think it's because Dorofeyev is a righty and they didn't want three righties together.
Oh, that would be
So-
3 righties.
Yeah, Barbie's a lefty, so I think that's why
Is
they have
Dorothy?
Barbie
I
out
thought Dorothy was a lefty. No, he's a righty because I looked at his stick
there. Uh-huh.
at fucking
At the sale, at the team sale.
Yeah. By the way, shout out Brett Howden. You've gotten me about 4 goals. Some of them were in scrimmages, but
Get out
yeah.
here.
So 3 left or 3 righties would be.
That'd be. I mean, it could be done. It's probably been done, but it's not. You don't like doing that.
Isn't wait? So it could be done.
I mean,
Here's
yeah,
why. Here's why. Because isn't Marner playing left or is he playing right? He's playing left.
I
I'm pretty
have no
sure
idea,
he's. I'm
honestly.
pretty sure he's like an offset wing. I'm 90% sure because I pay attention to that when I see a right-handed shooter on the left wing and a left-handed shooter on the right wing. Dorothea plays right wing because he used to shoot. A lot of his power play goals were on the right dot.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe they could make it work. Dorothea got hurt in his first game
Yeah.
and had to leave with a lower body injury. I don't know if it was severe. They listed him day to day.
Is he still out? I haven't
He
checked.
didn't play. So did you watch the last game Friday
No, I didn't watch that one
against
at
San
all.
Jose? It was literally the AHL team with Ben Hutton as an A because they needed like traveling A's.
Yeah.
And not Schwint, Holtz. Holtz
yeah.
as an A.
That's whose gloves you have. isn't
That's
it?
whose
Yeah.
gloves I have. The only reason why I hope Holtz stays is 1, I would love to see him improve, and 2, because I'll keep buying his gloves every year because he's one of the only Knights that has a size 13 glove that fits my
It
hand
was
well.
so hard. Like I went to the team sale and Zem asked
Yeah.
me to get gloves.
Most of them are
gloves.
like 14s, 15s, 17s.
Yeah,
like,
because they match our jerseys that we got for
Yeah.
league. And I found mine right away. I got Petro's gloves.
yeah, you got 14s and they're clean.
The size, they look clean and everything. And I was like, dude, this is great. And then I went through like all the gloves looking for 13s for you. And
But the pairs that you found me were fucking great.
I was so mad because I was looking and then I found a pair of Chandler Stevenson's. He wears 13s,
Yeah,
but it was only the one glove.
yeah.
And then I looked throughout the whole table looking for its mate, and I just could not find it. It was not up there. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
Maybe they forgot to bring it out with
Yeah.
the load of gloves or whatever,
Or someone accidentally bought it with a 14.
right? I don't know if they let that slide.
I'm sure they do. Also,
These damn bikes.
Yeah.
fuck
These kids are the
people.
worst. Like this is not so bad
They're
for them
awful.
being on the trail.
Yeah.
Because they're on the
Yeah.
trail. They're
Yeah, they're not
probably
on the street.
supposed to be, but they're not in the street. It's
Yeah.
really bad lately when they're in the street doing wheelies in traffic.
Yeah.
And shit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like, dude, what are you doing, man? Most of the time, they're not even wearing helmets. They
Yeah.
don't. If you're on the street, even if you're riding a bicycle on the street, you're supposed to. If you're on the street, you're a vehicle, so you follow
Yeah.
the rules of the road.
Yeah.
And like you can't. I see bikes going against traffic, and they're just running through. Like they run through 4 ways and lights don't even look. They just go, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get smushed.
Mm-hmm.
And then like everybody's gonna lose their mind. It's like, well, I mean, what were you doing to do that?
Being a douche.
They were on the trail. They
Okay.
might not. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if they're allowed to be,
there's
but
a trail behind.
They're not in the
here and then
road,
the
so
highway.
I give them that much.
They're
I don't know
not
what
on
they
the
were doing
highway
out
at
there
least. Yeah.
It's late, man.
though. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
kids.
getting late.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap up with hot takes and cold takes.
sure, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Adrian, we're gonna ask you for this season. What's your hot take? It can be anything you want. It doesn't matter. It's a hot take. It's your hot take.
but we're quoting it because we're going to show it at the end of the season to see if you were right.
Okay.
And
Hot
then
and cold.
and then your ice cold take. What's
All right.
guaranteed to happen?
Hot take: San Jose Sharks make the Stanley Cup final.
The final? That is the hottest of takes, bro. You're in a volcano.
All right,
with that
fine.
one.
Can I get the
If
second
you
round?
want it, if you want
The
it,
second
that's
round?
your-
I'll do the second round.
The second round?
Yeah.
They make the second round.
Yeah. Is that reasonable?
Second round?
Or
No,
maybe
I
the
mean, it's a
third
hot
round.
take. It's
Yeah,
got to
I
be.
mean,
it's supposed to be
it's
off the
supposed to be
wall.
unreasonable.
I don't know. I don't even know if they
I'm
make
gonna
playoffs.
say, all right. I'm gonna say,
Tone it down.
second round. I'll go with
San Jose
second round
makes
of
second
playoffs.
round.
Yeah.
What's your cold take? What do you think is gonna guarantee to happen?
I really want to say three-peat.
Three-peat?
Yeah.
With Florida, how gutted they are right now?
I don't know.
If it's your cold take,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be easy to take. So if you like that, stick with it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like Golden Knights making the playoffs is too easy.
Yeah. It's probably a given.
Yeah.
Or they'll probably miss it and then win the cup the following year. Like the one time they missed
They're gonna run it back.
Yeah. All right. The only way we win the cup is we lose and then we come back the next year and fucking take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna say three-peat.
Three-peat?
I'm gonna say three-peat.
It's crazy. I watched the Barkov injury because I've got a good sprain on my MCL on the same knee before. Like I think a few years ago. It was Big Ron. He and I were messing around in practice, and he gave me a little body check, and I fell, and my leg went out, and I thought I heard my leg smack against the ice, but no, it's my MCL popping, and so I was out for months. And as soon as I saw the video of Barkov, I was like, his MCL's done. Probably, I'm not sure if it's torn, but it's definitely a really good sprain because he couldn't even put weight on it. Like I finished the skate on mine because I'm an idiot, and like I didn't really notice it until I got off the ice and tried doing like other movements. I was like, wow, this still hurts. This is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tore his MCL, tore his ACL. I think he tore something else too. But his knee was fried. Already gone through surgery and everything, and they got Chucky going. Chucky went through surgery, but they'll get him back in like I want to say January.
Yeah.
December, January, I think this timeline. I'm thinking of somebody else that also got hurt that they said is going to be back for December. But
the Panthers, all they need is a playoff team. They could literally come in as the 8th seed. They were 8th seed year they went to the Cup against Vegas because they played Boston in the first round. Like they were a wild card.
Yeah, I don't think they led the league the first year they won, but they were middle of the pack, I think.
And
last
year, I think they were 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, they were low last year.
They didn't give a fuck. They just wanted to get in.
Yeah, Chucky got hurt. His whole injury, he had a torn adductor and a sports hernia. What's a sports hernia? Is that different from regular hernia?
I'm not too sure what a sports hernia is, how that differs from.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure.
I could have Googled it.
I can't speak to that.
But so yeah, he had a torn adductor and the sports hernia, but that's from Four Nations last year.
Yeah.
Like they were like, yeah, we're not sure if we're gonna get him back. So he sat after Four Nations. He didn't come back till the playoffs, which is how they
helped
got
them win
Marchand
the cup.
and Seth Jones.
Yeah.
Which were huge pickups for them for the finals or for the whole playoffs last year, and a big reason why they were so dominant. Like they were just unbeatable last year. Just such a good team.
Honestly, it was a blessing in disguise that Vegas got eliminated.
Yeah.
Because one, Dallas was probably going to take out Vegas. Two, Florida would have taken out Vegas, and it would have been the ultimate like fuck you back to Vegas for taking the cup the first time. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, they got a lot of really good core. It reminds me of the Hawks in their run where their core kind of stayed for the longest time.
Yeah.
But they're also handcuffing themselves because they made those contracts, and like Ekblad was on a super team favorable contract, stuff like that. Marchand was a decent contract. The Bennett one kind of hurt a little bit, but Bennett's still Bennett, so he's going to be worth it. But they don't have a lot of depth around them. And now with Barkey out and with Kachuk going to be out for a little bit, that depth gets even worse.
Yeah.
I think they still make playoffs. I mean, they're a gritty team. They can easily.
It's his cold take. What's your hot take?
I'm just playing off of his cold take,
You're trying to ruin his cold take.
No, I just want to discuss it. We're a hockey podcast. We can discuss it.
Yeah.
That's
This
true.
is an open conversation here.
Don't be married to your beliefs.
Yeah,
Did you change your cold take?
I changed my hot take, man. I said the San Jose Sharks were going to make the final.
That's a super hot take. That
You want to change it?
No.
nothing's out
Second
of the realm
round.
of possibility. Like they could click. They could get some pickups before the trade deadline, and it just happens.
Miracles happen.
Yeah, That would be an insane year. I mean, Will Smith and Mac, they're both phenomenal players. They got Toffoli with him. He's a really good player. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't come here today with a hot take or a cold take, and I wasn't really thinking of one. I think my cold take, I'm gonna go Knights make the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do all Knights for hot and cold. Ready?
All right, let's hear it.
My hot take is
Knights win the cup.
no. My hot take
Boo.
is Mitch and Jack are in the top 3 points of all players.
I feel like that's an easy take.
Well, it's not really because you got Kucherov, you got McDavid, you got Draisaitl, you got Pasta. Like,
Go bolder.
not really a cold take. You could say that one of them would be like top 10. But I'm gonna say I could say Mitch Marner leads the league in points.
That's your hot.
It's not a very hot take.
But I like it.
Yeah, it's just one that came to mind.
Do it.
I go
I like that
hotter.
one.
Oh,
that-
please go hotter.
No, that's probably the same neutral. I was gonna say McKenna to the Hawks.
That's not until like later though.
Yeah, it's end of the season. Still
All right,
kind of part of the season, end of the season.
Pick one. What do you got?
I don't know. Do you have a hot or cold take?
I do.
I could think of my
Yeah.
A better
Why
hot
don't you
take.
go and then Nate will solidify his
yeah.
while you're telling us yours.
Fuck, I had
Oh, you
one.
said you had it, dude.
I all right, because like originally it was gonna involve Crosby, but now I want to go McDavid.
Ooh,
So all right,
those are good hot takes. Those can
I'll
be
give an
ideas.
easy one. Well, it's a hot take. Crosby to the Avs.
It's possible. I think the Pens are gonna. I think that's not as hot as most people think it
Then
is.
let me do one with McDavid.
I mean, no, that's a good hot take.
But I feel like it's possible. So
It's a lot of stretching, but I feel like if I'm like the GM of the Penguins and Crosby has even left the door open for a trade, I'm trying to get on the McKenna sweepstakes because that sets your team up for years.
yeah,
But I think to most hockey fans in general, Crosby leaving the Penguins is a very hot take. Same thing with McDavid.
oh, that's even hotter. I think.
Yeah.
Like
I feel
their
like that's
team's
less-
been to the Cup twice, so I want to go McDavid.
I feel like McDavid leaving is less hotter than Sid.
Really?
Yeah, because Sid loves Pittsburgh. I don't think. Sid
Yeah,
wants to
no.
leave at all, even if
McDavid
it means,
is impartial at this point.
Yeah, I think Sid wants to stay in Pittsburgh, even if it means
Not
not
winning a cup.
competing for the rest of his career, which would be awful to see him do that. But like, I think he would be just as happy staying in Pittsburgh than if like he got sent to play with Nate, his buddy, and compete and probably win another cup. Just because he's so ingrained in Pittsburgh. That
Yeah.
it's a good hot take.
I'll just leave it.
Yeah. But did you give your cold take yet?
No.
All right, what's your cold take?
Trying to think of something that's a little bit rare, but definitely possible. I almost want to say Anaheim makes the playoffs.
With Coach Q behind the bench. What's his face? You know that player? What's his face? McTavish. He just resigned today. So his
For
camp
how many
holdout's
years?
over. I'm not sure. I know he signed, and it's a good contract, like what he was seeking. So he's going to, because he's been in Ottawa playing, like training camp with Ottawa, not the Senators, but like their minor league affiliate or whatever, to bulk up.
I got a cold take that kind of like almost rivals your hot take.
What is it?
I would cold take that Jack and fucking
Mitch?
Mitch, top 3. like point producer between the two of them.
Literally what I said.
But that's a cold take. You did it as a hot take.
I didn't. Did I do that as a hot take?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a more fair cold take than his hot take. It was a really lukewarm hot take for me.
Yeah.
But it just popped in my head and I didn't have one.
I feel like we have fucked this up. And Adrian's the only one that did it right.
He had a good one, yeah.
He had good ones. The Sharks are going to the Stanley Cup. What? Fine, they're going to the second
that's
round.
the hottest it takes.
Yeah.
But
The Hades
I
take.
went easy because you guys are like getting granular with your like points and everything. Like you guys are really thinking this through hard. So I was like,
All right, we need it for the clips. We need it for the clips. Let's solidify. I'm going to say Crosby. My hot take is Crosby goes to Toronto because it's fucking wild and it doesn't make sense.
That would be insane.
No, Crosby goes to the Canadiens is my hot take because that was his favorite team as a kid. So that's my hot take. Crosby will go to the Canadiens as my hot take.
That would be a monstrous.
Oh my God, with all the fucking young talent there. And fucking senior citizen Sid.
That'd be insane.
All right. That's my hot take. My cold take. Cold take. Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel are in
Top 3 points.
top 5 points.
Top 5?
Yeah, because it's pretty much
I think
guaranteed.
that's guaranteed.
Like,
As long as they both stay.
I would love to see top 3, but let's say top 5.
Yeah, top 5 is good cold. For me, my cold take, I'm going to say the Knights make the Final Four. Well, the finals for the Western.
Okay. I love it.
I think that's a given, honestly.
You show the conference finals.
Yes, the Western Conference Finals. Knights will make the Western Conference Finals
I love it.
for my cold take.
Just let it keep happening.
My
Okay.
hot take, McDavid and Kaprizov both refuse to re-sign in their respective teams, and they're out of there next year.
I fucking love it.
Not traded, they're out. They're just cut and dry. Like
Fuck this,
kinda
I'm
like
out.
Rich, like he waited the whole season, tried to one last time with that team, and they're both
So
gone.
both of them are gone.
McDavid and Kaprizov off the Oilers. And
I almost feel like that's a
after the
cold
season.
take, but like I could see it, but it's also wild.
I think they're
You
both.
get it? Wild?
I think they're both going to do
This guy.
smaller deals. I think Kaprizov really wants a good payday, and I think he really wants to win. So I'm not sure if he even wants to go back to the Wild, because there are the rumors. So far, there are only rumors that he turned down that $16 million contract, the biggest contract in NHL history. And I think McDavid has real concerns about if Edmonton is ever going to win. And especially because if he stays, there's expectations he'll get the biggest contract in the NHL, which would hamstring their team. And so I think it's more likely that he'll be like a 2-year deal, like a bridge deal. And then that'll get it to more cap space. He probably won't take as much as he should. Maybe give Edmonton some time to bring in people.
Yeah.
Because he wants, now is the time for him to win. It's his, now is his prime, And
He's going to look at it from where are we when we're going to the playoffs?
Yeah, every year.
I
after
don't want to
this-
be here. Trade me to the team that's going to win. I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah, every year after this, it's just
Could
going
you
to get harder
imagine?
and harder. That would,
Oh my
that would be
God.
insane.
Oh my God. We'd have no money. We'd have
Yeah.
only AHL players.
And they're talking about Carter Hart, one of his preferred destinations is here in Vegas.
that goalie.
Yeah, the goalie
Yeah.
was mixed up in the whole thing.
Yeah. Wasn't guilty. Found not guilty.
They were acquitted.
Acquitted.
Not found not guilty. They were acquitted.
Whatever it means. I don't speak.
Big difference.
Yeah.
But him and Brett Howden are close, so that could be a factor. Plus Vegas is kind of in a win now, and I think Hart would step into the number 2 role right away.
Oh, of
But he'd
course.
build up, and it'd be a pretty solid 1A, 1B. Kind of like Sway and
Ukulaka alala.
dude, who's the guy who just went to Ottawa? Ottawa.
Ukulaka
No, it
it's
wasn't-
it's
it wasn't-
Uchka.
Starts with an L.
Ukula.
We are a great
Uka
hockey
Luka
podcast.
Pekkanen? Is that
He's
Uka
got a
Luka
U in it. I just don't know how to.
Linus
Yeah.
Hallmark.
Oh,
you
not
both
even-
went way crazier than you should have. But yeah, like Swayman and Allmark were a really solid 1A, 1B, and the fact that they didn't win with Boston is insane, wildly insane. With
Yeah.
Marchand, with Bergie there at the time, like that's just mind blowing.
Pasta.
They should have easily won a cup there at the end, but yeah, I think Hart and Hill would be a solid 1A, 1B.
Mhm.
And that would shore up, especially because we're lacking on defense, currently. So, but
Okay. I think we did it. I think we had a great podcast.
Nice work, boys.
We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Follow,
It's
been fun.
subscribe.
thank you for joining us on this podcast and sharing your story and everything you're kind of doing. Make sure you check out his books, multiple books. Keep up with his socials because he's always putting out great information. I'm sure you've seen it if you follow us.
Yep.
So because we share it all the time too.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, most of it goes on Instagram, so follow the Instagram page and you get a bunch of good stuff. So, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's been awesome, guys. Great podcast,
Yeah,
great
this was
episodes.
a
Keep
fun
up the
one.
good work. Yeah, it's been fun.
And check out his podcast as well.
Oh yeah, Wolfpack Fitness Podcast. I got episode 20 coming next week, so it's gonna be a good one. Got a physical therapist coming on, so my first physical therapist, and we're gonna talk a whole bunch of injury prevention, prehab, rehab,
Oh,
all
yeah.
the good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's kind of funny because you started your pod after us, and you're, I think, double the episodes
Well, that's
of us.
Oh.
why it's hard doing it with 4 people. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
saying
you're,
it
yeah.
he's
over
a
and
solo
over again.
potter.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
much
Solo,
easier.
Solo
pod and
and-
double pod
Yeah.
is a lot easier.
I'm doing a lot more guest episodes now. So solos, they take a lot of like research and prep and that kind of stuff, and guests I can kind of just have on and just get
Wing
into
it.
conversation and just get into the good stuff. So there's a lot less prep to that. So
Oh,
might be
yeah.
doing some more of those more frequently. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you for following along. If you've been following along for this long, hopefully I do a good job editing so there's not weird pauses with motorcycle guys in the background and weird cars and whatnot by the highway here. But thanks for watching. Thank you, Adrian, for coming along this pod with us and
Sure.
giving us some great conversation. And make sure to like, subscribe, follow whatever platform you're seeing this on or following on. So we appreciate you watching. Have a good one.
Peace.
see ya.